Welcome to Morgan TV. If this is your first time watching on this channel, subscribe and like video for more. Watch this video.
From Accra all the way up here, like how much do they cost? What is inspiring that idea?
Well, those ones, it was kind of a crazy project.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy project. It started off in 2000 and I think 17.
Right.
I had got this scholarship program to go to Berlin to live there for 1 year.
Wow.
DAD, very prestigious thing for artists. And whilst I was there, I was commuting between where I was living and then where my studio was. And it was to two different parts of the city in Berlin, one in Kreuzberg and one in Charlottenburg. And Charlottenburg is like the very rich part of Berlin. And Kreuzberg is like, Charlie, the Nima.
I see that.
So I had my studio in these two different parts, worlds within the city. And there was a museum near Kreuzberg called the Technik Museum.
Right.
It's a place in Berlin where they keep all their old technologies, like from the early trains, bicycles, every model of aircraft that has ever been made, all those in that very large museum. And on top of the museum, they had this old airplane which was suspended, almost like falling down from the building. And each time I would go on a train, the train literally goes just next to the museum and you can see the plane from there.
Right.
So inspiring. And of course I travel all the time, so I always see airplanes parked at the airport. And I was like, Bagana, we can also do some. So that's where it came from, just this idea. So I came back home, started writing letters, trying to get access to these objects. I wasn't so successful with the government ones, but someone, an engineer at the airport connected me to some people like CityLink and also some old Starboard, the old airplanes and all that. And I started these conversations and I was able to get access to all these airplanes. I bought all of them. They were quite expensive though.
Tell me.
Between buying them, transporting them here, reassembling and everything, it cost like $250,000.
Hey.
Yeah, to do that.
To what end?
They are important objects. There are memories within them. A lot of them are airplanes that are coming from the time of the Soviet Union, the time that the Soviet Union broke apart. So even now, if you're looking at the war between Russia and Ukraine, some of the aircrafts here trace back to those histories and things like that.
The current Russian Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. Because some of them were made in the Soviet Union way before Russia broke apart. Yeah, the Soviet Union broke apart. So even if you're looking at the technologies that exist within them and how they were made, and also how they served. Some of them even joined back to the Second World War. That's also Ghana, our independence is somehow connected to the 28th February 1948. All those things are very connected to them. So when I brought them here, it was more or less about one, preserving them, and two, also the history, the idea of bringing a history from somewhere else, because even some of the old train documents and parts, objects that we have here are things that were only somehow left to the south. So if you are a child growing up in the northern region, you're disconnected from these things. I remember I go to schools here in some of the rural communities to present some of the ideas I work on to them. And I mentioned something like Ziliji, that's a train in Dagbani. And they cannot even, they don't even know what a train is in the local, imagine. Because some of them live in communities where they are not, their parents don't have TVs, they are farmers. So if I've never seen a train before, right now, in 21st century, if I've never seen a train before, how do I imagine it? How do I connect that to the history of my country?
Talk less of an aeroplane.
Exactly. So, and if they see an aeroplane, it's in a vanishing point. It's always in the sky, very little.
For the